Hey, what is going on? Hope everyone had an awesome week. Welcome to episode 216 of Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. This week, we're going all in on the U23 WBSC Men's World Cup, one of the premier events on the international Fastpitch calendar, and it's happening in Sincelejo, Colombia from April 25th to May 3rd. To break it all down, we've got two of the best in the game joining us, guys who won't just be talking about it, they'll be calling the action down in Colombia. We're joined by Blair, Setford, and Kris Abbott, and they'll be on the call for GameTime Sports and Softball Premier TV throughout the entire tournament. We're diving into everything on this episode: team previews, players to watch, tournament storylines, and of course, we'll wrap it up with some predictions on who's walking away with gold. If you're a fan of International Fastpitch, this is the episode you've been waiting for. Before we get to it though, make sure to drop a comment on the show, preferably something good. You can follow us at Outside the Chute on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. If you have a YouTube account, go subscribe to our channel, please. We're trying to get to 1,000, but we need your help. Anyways, let's get to this awesome episode. This is Outside the Chute, and anything goes.
I got the world in my palm, lights, camera, action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, lights, camera, action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes.
Hey.
Bugger, you got me there.
Hey, Framer.
How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Not bad.
Weather's starting to turn.
About time.
I see grass.
Yeah.
We have some flowers popping up in the yard. And it's mild out today.
It is very nice out today.
Yeah. That's good. It's good. It's
Actually,
exciting.
I went outside, work from home for the last month and a half. It's,
Must be nice to be home, though. This is my first time home in 4 weeks, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, no, man. You've been
crazy. It's been good, though.
Crazy, busy.
Been,
And I mean, that's obviously, you have to go to practice tonight.
Yeah, I apologize. I am leaving the podcast after I do my intro here just because I do have practice.
Well, you haven't been there yet.
And I have not been there yet. And I probably should be. And thank God we have the guys that are running it for us. It's fantastic. Gareth and Jeff and Darcy. And it's
No,
plus we're a bunch of adults too. So it's not like it's rocket science.
Yeah. But
it's going well. I got a question for you.
Oh, yeah.
What is up with all of these countries and downloading our podcast?
Oh, man, you saw the post I put out. Well, actually, I texted you.
Yeah, well, you've been texting me like, hey, man, we got 12 downloads from Vietnam. I was like, what the fuck? And the next day, oh my God, we're up to 22 downloads from blah, blah, blah.
It's so... I was just looking before we start recording. Today alone, which, released the podcast yesterday with Frankie.
Today being the 14th.
Yeah. And Tuesday, usually, obviously there's a down swing after Monday. Monday's usually the release day.
The big kicker.
Yeah. But since we released Marzi's a week and a half ago, we haven't had a day under 100.
That's crazy.
And like today alone, 27 different countries. In the last 7 days, it's been 54 different countries.
What the hell?
So,
what the hell, man? Does Marzi know people all over the world or something?
That's what you're saying.
We have to listen to Marzi's podcast.
In Vietnam. So usually it goes, Canada, US,
New Zealand, Australia,
New Zealand, flip-flops every week, right?
Yeah.
But in the last 7 days, Vietnam's number 2.
That's crazy,
200
man.
and some. So who's in Vietnam right now?
That's downloading our podcast.
Just listening to, and
mind you,
all of them.
We appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. For statistics and metrics and all that.
Not for money, though.
No, but no, it's pretty cool that
that's great. It's good, man. It's you know what? We're doing something right.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
For sure. It's kind of stupid, though, too.
It is.
It's
really,
crazy
really
to think
stupid.
about it.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. Can those people also subscribe on YouTube in Vietnam?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you?
Why don't you subscribe?
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. Back to us locally. We're gearing up for Shooters League, and
another season on its way. Excited about it.
Definitely, we have this year we're doing kickoff tournaments differently.
Mm-hmm.
we got the senior side first.
Yep.
Was that the May 23rd weekend? I believe 22nd, 23rd it is. And then following weekend, we're going to do the intermediate side. And
Well, it's better for two reasons.
It is.
Well, more exposure senior side if we're just doing senior side.
Right. And
more exposure intermediate side if we're just doing intermediate side. Plus our umpire shortage.
100%.
So it doesn't
Big time.
stretch them too thin.
Yeah.
They can do 2 weekends instead of trying to do so many games in one weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw we put out a post for umpires there on our Softball Nova Scotia socials there. I mean, hopefully...
Yeah, somebody steps up.
Hopefully some people, just get the standard under your belt and go from there. I mean, you never know.
Not going to lie to you, I was actually thinking about coming back to umpire just because we're so short on guys. But I don't really want to do plates only because of my knee.
Yeah.
I can do bags, but... But I'm not overcommitting myself. I'm so busy with everything else.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, it's hard. It's hard for you. But I mean, for anybody out there that's thinking about it, I mean, there's places to go in this game for umpires. I mean, look at we had Kearney on here. Look what she's done over in Newfoundland.
She's traveled over the world too.
And, locally.
All of our guys, essentially.
Yeah. Clinton and Giroir and all those guys, they've traveled all over the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's lots to be said when it comes to umpiring. Granted, it would take you years to get there, but I mean...
Yeah. The other thing, too, about umpiring is if you love the game and you no longer play, you can still be part of the game by umpiring.
That's right.
And it's giving back in a sense to the game. I mean, you are making money doing it, but it's giving back because then we're not scrambling to get umpires. Like our umpires right now, like I don't even know what the average age would be. It would be quite high, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, in our province. So it would be nice to get some new fresh blood in there.
Definitely.
And as well as I do, in our league, there is no arguing with the umpires.
Nope.
We've not, knock on wood, we've not had issues only because we've kind of laid the law down. You argue with an umpire, you're basically kicked out of the league.
Exactly.
Because we have that ability to say, you know what?
That's right.
There's only fucking 5 umpires. You're going to argue with them, you're out of here.
Yeah. And as me as a pitcher, it's hard sometimes, but I know what's going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But you know what? Again, umpires are humans and they make mistakes.
That was just
same as we mistake. I can remember umpiring. I know you are, but I remember umpiring and, if you miss a call, like a strike or a ball call, if it's an inch off, inch in, whatever.
Yeah.
I've had arguments with me like, oh, fuck, you missed that one. I was like, yeah, but you missed the last 2. Like you swung that one over your head and one at your feet. Like, am I getting mad at you? No. So fucking suck it up.
We should get Jim Nevin to incorporate the strike box on the
that'd
feed.
Be cool if you could. Yeah.
Challenge.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Jim, sorry to hear about your brother passing away. That was really bad.
Terrible. And Trav had an episode too.
Trav had an episode, but he's fine.
Yeah.
It was. I talked to him. It was more about just being dehydrated.
Yeah.
Like he was just doing too much.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But
that's good
because the guy's an athlete. But it's still fucking scary
though. Yeah.
Scary.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, Graham Eisner Memorial Tournaments. Again, we're doing 2 of them this year.
Yeah, senior side and then intermediate side.
So right now, if there's any teams out there, that are looking to maybe come to Nova Scotia, check it out. Senior, intermediate.
It's middle of July-ish.
That's intermediate. Yeah. Seniors the end of June.
End of June, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any teams out there, we'd love to have you down. I mean, if we have a summer like we did last year, knock on wood. Yeah.
Maybe not that dry, but yeah.
No, definitely not that dry.
Yeah.
Get a hold of us and we'll definitely tell you what it's all about.
For sure.
And get you in.
Awesome.
You're missing a preview show tonight, which I know you love.
I do.
It's one of those ones.
To Abby
and Blair, yeah. So, at least I'm not going to have to do much talking there, right?
Oh, 100%, yeah. Those guys are gold, and I love listening to those guys.
But it's going to be, I'm going to mention this to them when we're talking. This has got to be the best U23 tournament ever.
Yeah, competition-wise?
Competition-wise. Yeah. Like, usually we can pick our winners. Like we can, have a good sense of what the top 3 is going to be.
Yeah. It's an impossibility this time.
This one is wide open. Yeah. And of course, we're going to do our picks on the episode, but you not being here, I'll let you have the floor. What do you got?
Okay. Well, first of all, so there are 12 teams.
Yep.
It's Canada, Argentina, Mexico, Australia, Japan, New Zealand, Venezuela, Czechia, South Africa, Denmark, Singapore, and Colombia.
Right.
There's a lot of good fucking teams.
I know, man.
First of all, Australia has Jack Basgrove.
Yep.
What the fuck? Mexico has Marco Diaz.
Yes.
What the fuck? Like, the only thing about Mexico to me is somebody going to be able to catch Marco Diaz? because that's why the Americans had a struggle making the qualifier. So is Marco allowed to play? Because that's confusing.
Wait, we're saying Marco Diaz, but we're not.
It's not Marco Diaz.
That's U.S.
Yeah, sorry. We're gonna have to edit that.
No, we're not. Why am I? Carlos Parra.
Sorry.
Man.
Fuck. Yeah, I was thinking Diaz, and so we were talking about it a minute ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, any rate, so I'm gonna give you my picks, my top 4, and as much as I want Canada to win, they're in my top 4, but I'm picking Australia to win it.
Okay.
I'm picking Mexico to finish second to Australia in the final.
Okay.
And then I'm picking New Zealand to finish third.
Oh, baby, that's a wild
now,
card.
the RGs are really good.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Japan's
really good, no question. But I think that the last few cycles with New Zealand, they've struggled a bit. I truly think that they're going to come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, they have pots. I mean, they're
going to be good, man.
They're going to be good.
They're going to be really good.
They're definitely going to be good.
So those are my top 4, and I'm really hoping that Canada sneaks into that medal round.
Yep.
Or the medals, I'm sorry. But we'll see. It's going to be a real challenge. Like the parity within these 12 teams is crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot closer.
The only thing that hinders me for Canada, and of course, I'll do my picks later on, the fact that they're in the same pool with Australia and Mexico.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Holy hell yeah.
Like your first 2 out of 3 games, you're facing Bestgrove and Parra.
Not Diaz.
Not Diaz. But
my bad.
Yeah, it's going to be a great tournament to watch.
I'm excited about it. For sure.
For those that are wanting to watch it, of course, GameTime is doing it like they do with every WBSC. I don't know if it's if Softball Premier is going to be the coverage for it.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I don't know either. I haven't seen anything.
I bet you they will be, but I'm not sure.
Well, I figure it's in Colombia. It's like in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's their neck of the woods, I guess.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. But
anyway, you know what I'm looking forward to is listening to this podcast.
Yeah, you're going to see what Blair and Abby's. That's going to be weird for you. You're going to say, I don't know anything about it.
I'll listen to it on one of my drives.
Exactly. Yeah. But
anyway, those are my picks. Again, I'm hoping for Canada, obviously, just because it's my backyard. Sorry, and wishing everybody.
And of course, we have 2 of our local guys.
Yeah, Whitey and Brode. Yeah, congrats to those guys. Oh, congrats to Brody on the Super 6 award too for East Tan Sports Hall of Fame. Yeah, well deserved.
For people that don't know what that is, that's
it's an award that's given out by our community and the East Tan Sports heritage. For any athletes that have excelled, beyond in their sport. And of course, Brody was MVP at U23 Nationals last year with Newfoundland. Of course, he's on Team Canada, so he has a lot of great attributes about himself.
No-brainer.
Not to mention he's a great kid.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there was something before we get on. There's something I wanted to bring up that it just came to me because we were talking about, Brody and the year he's had, but also, so back to this hockey. Are we talking about your fucking winning? No. But Christ. So I'm playing in the East Hands Cup coming up here next weekend, and I'm in the A division, which is way over my head now. But I just like competing at that level because I in my head I feel like I can, and I somewhat can, but it's a lot faster. Than
no question.
What I'm used to, but so. Of course, I play for Matt Hurdle's team, and he is the organizer of the tournament. So I get a text from him there a couple of days ago. He's like, "Yeah, so apparently in the B division, Peyton Hoyt and Liam Kidney are playing on a team in the B division." I was like, "What?"
They're not.
He has them down on a roster.
Liam's in Cincinnati for one thing.
Is he back next weekend?
I don't think.
Okay.
They're playing for a playoff spot right now. So.
Okay. So yeah. So
and Peyton lives with me, and he didn't mention a fucking thing. So,
so anyway,
that would be a little ridiculous.
I said to Matt, listen, if you want to drop me and put one of them on your team in the A division, have at her. I'll go play in the B division.
Maybe Peyton is playing. I don't know, but Liam's definitely in Cincinnati.
Yeah. And I heard there's a couple guys that like Alex Kelly that plays on the ball team.
Oh yeah,
he has a team in the B division, and he's just up in arms.
Oh, I would think.
I know. I was like, I don't blame you, man.
Both those guys play professional hockey for Christ's sakes.
I know. It just made me laugh. So it just made me think like local guys that are excelling down and just talking about Brody. They're kind of just threw that in there. But anyway,
Riley Kidney's playing too then.
Yeah, right.
Well, Belleville didn't make the playoffs, so he's there.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be hilarious. Anyway,
that's hilarious.
So yeah, let's. But wait, do you need a house?
I certainly don't, but if I had any friends that needed one, I know who I'd call.
Well, I'd be calling Tim, the real estate guy. Get hold of Timmy at 902-499-5717. If you're on Facebook, check him out at Tim Eisner, Royal LePage Atlantic. And again, he's on fire right now.
He's been on fire like all year and last.
But the last week has just been post after post after post. And see, there's got a big new...
I got a question. Do we also mention Jan in this?
Yeah.
Because his daughter Jan is now part of his team. Yeah.
Jan, the real estate gal.
Jan. Yeah.
Oh, no. Wait,
she's a Withrow.
That's right. Jan Withrow.
Jan Withrow, the real estate Withrow. Anyway, Jan and Timmy are working together.
Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. Right. So anyway, like I said, check them out on Facebook or get hold of Timmy again at 902-499-5717. All right, Hobie, we'll have fun at practice.
Okay, buddy. Good luck in the podcast.
We're going to get to Blair and Abby right now.
Cheers.
Yo.
All right, here we go. Well, it's one of our more popular pods that we put on out there, and it's one of the preview shows for specific events. And this week, I'm lucky enough to have two guys that will be on the call down in Colombia for the U23 WBSC Men's World Cup, and that's longtime recurring guest of the show, Blair Setford, and my whole battery mate from the 2015 Shooters League, Kris Abbott. Abby, let me start with you. How you been, pal? And has that body of yours ever recovered from having to put up with me over 10 years ago?
Hey, Framework. Great to talk to you again. I know we text every now and again, but we haven't chatted much lately. Yeah, my body, I'd never say it's fine because anyone gets to look at me knows that my body's far from fine. But that was fun playing back then. I see that you're still out there. I would not be able to do it. So congrats to you. Are you going back again this summer?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. See, my goal is the ISC Legends when I turn 50. So 2 more years.
Okay, well, we'll count on it. We'll see you there then.
Yeah, all right. So, other than that, Abby, like we said, before we start recording, last time we actually physically talked was 2018 St. Croix Senior Nats. What's been keeping you busy?
Geez, yeah, well, a lot since then. I was working full-time in broadcasting at that time, which is why I was living in Nova Scotia. Since then, moved to Ontario. I've done some spot broadcasting around with the Ontario Hockey League, the Hamilton Bulldogs, before they moved. I had done some work for those guys. And then primarily, it's been with the WBSC over the last few years. So baseball, mostly softball. I'm sure some people listening to this will probably recognize the voice. There's been a lot of great events. It's hard to remember them all, but most recently we had the men's Pan Ams. Mexico won in dramatic fashion. Before that was the U23 Pan Ams, which we'll see a lot of the same players coming up in Colombia. We had the Men's World Cup last year. The group stages for that event previous to that. Did the Women's U18 Worlds last year. So, I got to say, I've had a blast working with the folks at the WBSC, and it's always top notch. So looking forward to doing some more. Awesome
stuff. And Blair, it's been a little bit since we talked. Would have been last fall, I think. How's the winter been treating you? Early tee-off time for the Leafs this year, eh?
Yeah, it's always soul crushing as a Maple Leaf fan as we get into spring. The good news is that they're out early, and I don't have to worry about missing any playoff games while I'm out traveling. And it's great to be joining Kris on this WBSC excursion down to Sincelejo in Colombia. The last World Cup that I did for the WBSC, it was the U23 a couple of years back, but I did that one remotely, sitting at my desk here at the house, and had a whole bunch of monitors hooked up. Luciano sent me the feed from Argentina. So looking forward to being on hand for this one and seeing all these up and coming stars in person.
Excellent. Actually, that's a question before we get on with this. I want to, because Abby, I know, because we were texting during the men's Pan Am's game that was taking place in Colombia there, and you were covering that remotely. For you guys doing it remotely, is that tough? Because Abby, at first I didn't know you weren't down there, and I texted you and said, "What's going on in this play?" And you're like, "I have no idea. I'm doing this remotely." So, is it kind of tough when there's certain situations going on?
Well, I tell you what. One, if you can't tell that we're doing it remotely, that's a compliment, because look, frankly, it's a challenge. You're at the mercy of the camera angles that you get sent back your way. So basically what you're seeing on the broadcast is what we're seeing and trying to translate it as best we can in real time. So be lying if I said it wasn't a challenge, but the reality of it is softball has a finite budget, especially men's softball, and especially when you're in the Americas events. So look, I'm happy to be able to do it whatever way we can. Fortunately, Luciano and the team at Softball Premier do a really, really good job. I've done other remote events where his crew wasn't working on it, and it was almost impossible. So, it's a challenge. It's infinitely better being there. You're able to speak with the athletes and speak with the coaches, even speak with the umpires and the tournament organizers, and just get so many insights that you don't get when you're working these events remotely. But back to what I was mentioning about the financial piece, it costs a lot of money to fly people to these places to do the events, put them up in hotels, feed them, etc. So if it's remote or nothing, we're glad to do the remote. But when we have the opportunity to be on site, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. Definitely. Like I said, I couldn't tell at first until, you know what I mean? So that is a compliment to you guys. Blair, is it strange for you to do it remotely, or?
Yeah, it was a really different experience doing that event remotely. You talk about things happen during the game and you just don't know where to go next. There was a fist fight, believe it or not, between Argentina and Mexico in the bottom of the first inning of the bronze medal game. And we had half an hour of no action while the officials had to sort out what was going on, who was going to get tossed, who wasn't, what all the ramifications for this were. And I'm sitting here 5,000 or 8,000 kilometers away wondering, well, now what? And I'm not really getting much information as stuff was happening, and as the team down there was learning about it, they were texting it to me. But it was a lot of tap dancing and talking about what had happened previously leading up to this particular moment. So it's not. And to your point, Randy, if you can't tell, that's great. That's a testament to the production crew that is on site, Luciano and others. But it's certainly not as much fun as when you're there.
No doubt. I mean, yeah, especially the warmer weather down in Colombia is going to be nice for you guys. Well, let's get into the preview show. I mean, you two are going to be the soundtrack for the tournament on GameTime. You know, we're going to be listening to you guys, so I'm going to let you guys take it away. Let's start with Group A, which is Argentina, Colombia, Czechia, Japan, New Zealand, and South Africa. So I'll let you guys take it away.
Yeah, let me. Sorry, Chris. All I was going to say was I want to give a shout out to Steve Sabarin, who's also joining us on the broadcast crew. Couldn't join us today for the call, but Steve Sabarin, longtime radio veteran in Southwestern Ontario. He used to do the Moncton tournament. If you guys remember the Moncton tournament from the early and mid 2000s, Steve was the voice in the Moncton tournament and has done some WBSC work with Kris, did some ISC work with Joe and myself. Probably most recently was 2018. Steve and I think we did the championship game, actually, the ISC championship game. So longtime friend, and we're looking forward to having him join us as well.
Right.
Yeah, well, actually, that's exactly where I was going to go with the Blair. I want to give Steve credit. There's a lot of games on this schedule, and the three of us are going to tackle them 6 games per day, 2 different venues, so it will be plenty. And even though we love to talk, we'll see what's left of our voices at the end of it. I mean, Steve, as people know him as well. He and I did the final of the 2019 Men's World Cup in Prague, and that exciting win for Argentina, historic win really for the group that they had there. He was also with us at the what was it called at that time? In Prince Albert in Prince Albert in 2018. I guess it was the U18 Men's World Softball Championship. He was there, and he was also with us when we did the U19 women in Southern California in 2019 as well. So Steve's no slouch. He's actually great at what he does, and he's actually a lot of fun away from the field too. So I'm looking forward to hanging out again.
That's always a good thing, Abby.
Well, listen, around this sport, most people are a good time away from the field, or they don't last that long. So, that's a huge part of any being involved in sports. And for guys like me who don't play anymore, it's still nice to hang around.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's get into Group A. Who do you guys want to start with first?
Well, Kris, I'm letting you cover Singapore and some of the others.
Yeah. Well, Singapore over in Group B, it's a tough draw for them because they're actually a really a nation that's progressing. There's a few, Singapore, Philippines, like they're starting to at least be competitive, and it's really exciting to see. Over in Group A, you've got here. Well, let's just run through the teams. You've got Argentina, Colombia, Czechia, Japan, New Zealand, South Africa, and in that group, you hear a bunch of names that you're used to being at the podium, and some that we don't know as much about. And frankly, for us, especially at the U23 level, when we see the Czechia senior men's team, we know these guys, right? A lot of them have been around. At the U23 level, not as much. And it'll be interesting to see if the next wave of players they have coming through can have the success and follow up on the group that has recently gone through. So, look, let's be honest. 3 teams move on to the Super Round. If it's not Argentina, Japan, and New Zealand, I'll be shocked, but obviously that's why you play the games. Colombia, they usually have 1 or 2 guys that really stand out. It'll be interesting if they have a full team. But, to be fair and in the consideration of time, we should probably spend most of our time talking about Argentina, Japan, and New Zealand. At the U23, at every level, pitching is paramount. But something about this tournament that maybe you don't always get is a bunch of guys that have made a mark at the senior men's level will be playing at the U23 level. Liam Potts had an unbelievable breakout year with New Zealand on the world stage last year. He was a huge part of what they did in Prince Albert in their run for a silver medal, and he's going to be the ace for this New Zealand team. So right away, to me, that puts them in a very, very good spot. Of course, it doesn't all come down to pitching, but it's certainly a huge piece of it. So for me, it's good to see New Zealand in with some top pitching. And Blair, I know that you've done this tournament before, and we've got some returning players for Argentina, some that I'm excited about, but I'll let you get into it.
Yeah, for Argentina, the 2 guys that are coming back, Luciano Biondi and Nail Sainz. Biondi, for me, he might be the best player in the tournament. I think we can debate on who the best pitcher is. Is it Jack Besgrove? Is it Carlos Parra? But I don't think there's any debate for right now. Luciano Biondi, this guy's already a superstar on the scene. He's had a couple of great events for Argentina already. He was the top guy at the U18 Men's World Cup, hit 333 there. Last time around at the U23 World Cup, he only hit 385. And we already know what he's done on the North American club circuit. In Prince Albert, he was 8 for 16 across both the group stage and in the finals. So this guy is he's already there. He is a superstar, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him lead the team. We know with Hill United, he's taking his cues still from the Brunos and the Bradleys and the other veterans there, but he's going to be counted on to be a leader for Argentina. And the same with Nail Sainz. He has been apprenticing with Waymo most recently with the Northeast Drillers, but he's got his own book to write, or his own chapter to write this time around here too. He was the youngest player on the team back in 2018 at that U18 World Cup, Kris, that you were referencing earlier back in Prince Albert. He was on the U23 team that Argentina got the bronze in home soil a couple of years back, but he's going to be the ace for Argentina this time around. I think he's ready to help carry that load. He pitched at the senior national Pan Am event earlier this year, and he's a guy that he could win the tournament for Argentina. I think he's going to be in one of those Final Four teams. I know we're going to get to the predictions, so I'm tipping my hand a little. I think Argentina is going to be one of those 4.
Well, they've got a lot of experience there too. And one thing with Sainz is he's the kind of guy, at least in the events I've seen him play, He doesn't mind taking the ball, and it seems he can throw forever. So in an event like this where teams will play one game per day, that's a huge advantage to have a guy that's willing and able to take the ball every single day. Another guy on the roster for Argentina who stood out to me, again on the senior men's side last year, was Khalil Luna. He will likely be the shortstop for this team. He was a third baseman in the starting lineup for Argentina at the Men's World Cup in Prince Albert last year. Now, it wasn't the best week for Argentina as a group, but for him and Biondi, they were two of the standout players on that team. And the fact that they're leading this U23 roster, it's going to be tough for pitchers to have to work around it. They just need to get some contributions from some other players there. And there's plenty of familiar names from U23 Pan Am and the recent Pan Am Men's Championship. So this should be a strong team. It should be a team that's able to get themselves into the super round without too much trouble. And yeah, I'm with you, Blair. I think they can make some noise. Moving on to Japan there, again, we don't see a lot of their young players often, so always a bit of an unknown. But what we do know, look, they're going to put the ball in play. They're going to play a good defense. And if they get the pitching that is coming up from the U18 championship team, they should be just fine.
No, and Kris, you're bang on. And this is an event, U23. It's strange to be talking about veterans, but they've got a couple of players that are on their second U23 event. They've also gone through those U18 and U20 events. And I think that that is really going to help them as it's not the first time that they're going to be under pressure. The guys I'm talking about, one of them is Hito Nagayoshi. He was the top guy in that 2020 U18 event that was down in New Zealand. It was practically the last event prior to everything shutting down for the pandemic that year. But also Kiki Yagi, who is on the pitching side. He's having a really good 2025 in the Japan League. He's got the experience of being on the U20 to U23 national team the last time around. Sorry, it's Koki Yagi. Got the first name wrong. And he's going to be the guy, I think, who's going to get the ball. But with Japan, as we've seen, Kris, how many times it probably will be pitching by committee, and they've got 4 or 5 arms on this team: Kanta Aso, Yohei Hawashi, and Ryo Takahashi, as well as Koki Yagi to take the ball.
So yeah, Framer, I'd be shocked if either other team comes out of Group A. It's a long 5-game round robin to get things started, so of course anything can happen. We've talked about the opening round and the super round, and for anyone who hasn't been around these WBSC events, they have a different format, but I do like it, especially when you have more teams. There was some argument about the Men's World Cup with 8 teams if they needed to use that format. When you have 10, 12, 16 teams, it is a good format. You carry your record forward against the other teams that move through with you against the other top 3 from the other groups. So, for example, Argentina, Japan, and New Zealand, for example, if they advance, they'll play the top 3 teams in the other group. They won't play each other again, and the records will combine to see who finishes in the top 4 and play in the final day. Again, don't expect any surprises out of Group A. Group B might be a different story. In fact, not surprises. There's just not enough cheers at the dance for some quality teams that are all over there.
Yeah. And Kris, sorry.
No. Go ahead there, Blair.
I was just going to say, guys, before we go to Pool B, here's 3 key matchups to keep an eye on. One of them is the tournament opening game. It's 10 a.m. local time, Argentina, New Zealand on Saturday the 25th. Mm-hmm. That's how the tournament starts for those 2 teams.
That's pretty good.
And to Chris's point, somebody could be going into that super round with an 0-2 record amongst Argentina, Japan, and New Zealand, depending on how the breaks fall. They could all be going in with a 1-1 record as well. and that would certainly make things interesting. But Argentina, New Zealand tournament opening game, then you got Japan, Argentina on the 26th, and New Zealand, Japan on the 28th. So there are some really good games to watch in Pool A, and seeding is going to be very important going into the Super Round.
100%, definitely. Swing the next evolution of One Piece Fastpitch power, the 2026 Easton Ghost Unlimited Fastpitch bat. This year's model takes everything hitters loved about the Unlimited and pushes it even further, delivering a hotter, cleaner, and more responsive feel than ever before. With a redesigned double barrel EXT and a fully optimized handle system, the 2026 Ghost Unlimited is engineered to outperform both prior Ghost Unlimited models, with more consistent exit speeds and improved overall barrel response. A key upgrade comes from its optimized handle stiffness, engineered individually for each drop and length. Shorter and lighter sizes feature a slightly softer feel for better control, while longer and heavier sizes unlock a stiffer handle that creates a more powerful connected swing. Compared to the previous Unlimited designs, this fine-tuned handle optimization allows hitters to generate more leverage without sacrificing comfort or feel. The improved double-barrel EXT design delivers even more consistent pop from end to end than past Unlimited barrels, while the Sonic Comp Pro composite brings Easton's lowest compression and most durable one-piece construction yet, resulting in higher performance potential than the previous two Unlimited models, paired with that unmistakable Ghost sound. Combined with the Power Boost soft knob and reduced sting across all sizes, the 2026 Ghost Unlimited offers smoothest, hottest one-piece experience the Ghost lineup has ever produced. Get your 2026 Easton Ghost Unlimited Fastpitch bat and feel what happens when refined feel and next-level barrel tech come together to create the most advanced Unlimited yet. So I guess moving on to Group B, I mean, it's quite a pool. We have Australia, Canada, Mexico, Denmark, Singapore, and Venezuela. And that pool's being kicked off with Mexico and Australia on that opening day, which I don't think you're going to see a bigger marquee pitching matchup than that. What's your guys' thoughts on Group B?
Yeah, I mean... Go ahead, Blair.
No, sorry. I was just going to say you hit the nail on the head there, Randy. That is the pitching matchup. The two top guys coming into this, Jack Besgrove, Carlos Parra. We all know about Jack. We've all seen Jack on the North American tournament scene. We saw what he did in the Men's World Cup in 2022. He's, like I talked earlier, he's the reigning MVP in this tournament from a couple of years back. We know what we're going to get from Jack Besgrove. Carlos Parra is just, I mean, this kid is a meteor. He is coming on so hard, so fast. And again, Kris, you've seen him. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in person here. We saw what he did at the U20 event and what he just did here at the Pan Am Championship earlier this year. Mexico's got to be thinking that they, at the worst, have to be a co-favorite here for this one.
Well, this Mexico team is flying high, and it's a huge group of guys that have moved through from the U18 level. When we were in Mexico, they hosted a group qualifier for the Men's World Cup. Parra was the starting pitcher for that team. Christian Del Valle was the starting catcher on that team. David Diaz was around. I mean, again, you talked about it's hard to call U23 guys veteran players, but the amount of times that these guys have represented their country and now have gold medal success very recently. Mexico's got to be feeling great, and certainly got to be considered one of the favorites. Carlos Parra. So to finish my thought, because I'm so excited about this team, actually, at the U18 level, he was excellent when they hosted that tournament. Again, hosting the group stage, they didn't qualify for the World Cup, but that was a group. You remember Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, Australia, Mexico, Czechia, and Philippines. That was an unbelievable group. And coming out of that, and even with one of the wild card berths, was Venezuela, Dominican Republic, and Australia. So it was a real tough qualifier, and Para might have had his chance at the World Cup if the chips had fallen a little bit differently in that group. Then what we all watched him do at the Pan American Championship just a few weeks ago, anyone who can tell me he's not right there with the other guys in the world right now, he shut down every single lineup, including Argentina, who we were just speaking about, and some of their senior men's players. Striking out Teo Migliavacca multiple times in huge moments. God, I'm so excited about this kid. A lot of expectation placed on him, but he seems to be very cool. Like, he reminds me of like a Sean Cleary type, just almost emotionless when they go to the mound, just very businesslike, getting the job done. And very excited about that. And then, of course, Jack Besrov is in the division. So, I mean, is it going to be a 1-0 game on opening day? That would be my guess. 2-1, something like that.
100%.
With these guys. But super exciting. And obviously we're all Canadian, and Canada's in this group as well. And if they're looking at the schedule, they're going like, oh, come on. Like, we got to, there's 3 teams get through, and you got 2 of the best pitchers in the world. It's not going to make life easy for Canada, Venezuela, or any of the other teams in the group.
No, I think you're absolutely right, Chris. This would be, if this was the Soccer World Cup, this would be the death pool. And somebody who is probably going to be very deserving is going to be on the outside looking in. Canada, Venezuela matched up in that U23 qualifier last year. And it was Canada who came out just by the skin of their teeth. That was a very interesting end to the event, let's put it that way, with Mexico and Argentina in an ongoing game that suddenly was called on. I'm told there was already 2 inches of rain on the field when they called it. So it's there's some grudges, I think, to be settled with some teams here at this World Cup. I'm really looking forward to seeing Mexico in person. But there are some great Canadian players that have already done well at this level, and who have got some now experience on the senior team too. Guys like Connor Brooks and a couple of others, Max Major, who have played at the senior level, and now they're going to be counted on to help lead this Canadian team.
Yeah, I mean, I think Canada had a couple of disappointing results at the recent Senior Men's Pan Ams. Conversely, at the U23 Pan Am, they were grinding their way, and it was really unfortunate that it got rained out at the end, because they were right there and they were pushing themselves, knocking on the door to play for a gold medal. They did qualify. Notably, we haven't talked about the United States, who didn't qualify with Marco Diaz on the mound. I'm going to get back to that in a little bit as we talk about the pitching talent at this age group. But back to the Canadian team, and let's talk about pitching. What an unbelievable performance that Nick Mead put on in Colombia last year. Or pardon me, was it Colombia? Why am I thinking Colombia? Where was the U23 Pan Am?
Was Argentina?
It was Argentina.
It was Argentina.
It was Argentina.
It was one of those ones you did remotely.
Yeah, I know. I apologize. It was Argentina. But an outstanding performance. He's just a young guy. I mean, he pitched in the Canada games and then goes on to do that and help drag Canada to a qualification spot in this World Cup. So he's felt that pressure before. A lot of familiar names from that team. And then, I don't think you're allowed to have an episode of Outside the Chute if you don't talk about Nick White. So, he's going to be the leader. I don't know if captains have been named, but he's got to be in consideration for that. The rise he's been on over the last few years and leadership out of the top of the order, not to mention the defense that he plays. Also expect him to mix it up on the bases. So there's some guys here. I think for Canada, it's going to be, again, getting production throughout the lineup, not relying on 1 or 2 guys. Another name that jumps off the roster for me there is Alex McGilvery. He was outstanding at the U23 Pan Ams last year, and expect that at least some of these guys are going to continue that upward trajectory with this new group of players for Canada.
And Kris, you were picking guys off that I was underlining here on my list too. Brad Barker is going to be somebody who can spell off Nick Reed. Dale Schweier, left-handed pitcher from southwestern Ontario. He's going to see some time in the circle, and looking forward to him being a solid contributor. Brody Fraser has played a lot of good ball. He's been down to Australia. And Randy, I know you guys think very highly of Brody. He's getting an opportunity here, I think, to show how good he is. A player like Blake Brubaker, who was really good with the Toronto U23 Batmen last year. So there are guys up and down this list. Will Schlotzhauer, who have played ISC level ball, who have played good ball night in, night out, week in, week out, and getting an opportunity here. This Canadian team, they could finish top of their division. They could be on the outside looking in. It's all going to depend on how well they hit ultimately. And we've seen it, Kris, from time to time over the years. The Canadian bats, sometimes they can be silent, and then sometimes they just catch fire. But it just seems to be a little bit random.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be up against it. They do get a chance against Denmark to maybe get the bats swinging early, but then their next two games are against Australia on day 2 and Mexico on day 3. So it's not a whole lot of time to get comfortable as they settle into the tournament. The advantage of playing Australia on day 2 is, Bestgrove is going to go on day 1 against Mexico. That's their opening game, and that's the game that they're going to want to win to, hopefully for them, take that into the Super Round. So maybe a break for Canada there by getting Australia on day 2, and maybe that's a day of rest for Jack Bestgrove. Oh, that I got the rose-colored glasses on already.
I think Jack's used to pitching back-to-back days.
Yeah, I got a feeling maybe it's later on when he gets a break. Now, Australia, we were talking about it. They come out of the gate. They go Mexico, Canada, Venezuela. So it's a tough division, and remains to be seen who's left standing. But you talked about key games. On the last day, Canada plays Venezuela in the nightcap. So that very, very likely will be a game to see who moves on to the Super Round.
I think you're right, and they've got some history with that Venezuela team. They were pretty much in a similar situation at the end of the U23s, were they not, Kris? They played Venezuela twice in 2 days. Super round, and then in the bronze medal, or they were going to play them in the bronze medal.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, it all runs together. But yeah, they played them back to back. There were some wild results in that Pan Am just a few weeks ago, and that's the thing. You never ever know what's going to happen when you go to the ballpark. Somebody gets hot, some bats get cold. So anything can happen. I'm super excited about Group B.
Abby, I want to touch on, you mentioned the pitching with US and Marco Diaz there. I mean, and that brings up the fact that, Jack, obviously through text and stuff, we found out who he's going to be throwing to in Oliver Stewart. And actually, Jack did text me back and said he pitches to Ollie in local competition, so he's used to him. So there is that, I guess. But I mean, let's go back to US not qualifying. I mean, that was huge. The fact that they didn't qualify and they had Marco Diaz on the mound.
Yeah, it was super surprising. That was a situation in that event where the bats for the U.S. never came alive, and you had to feel bad for Marco Diaz because a lot of the runs that came around, there was some pass balls / wild pitches, whatever you want to call it, and he wasn't getting the offensive support. Look, the Americas is far and away the best region when it comes to softball. And if you look at this 12-team tournament, you've got Venezuela, Mexico, Canada, Colombia, Argentina. So 4 berths plus the host. And there was just nowhere for the United States to qualify. One of the issues that the United States had was they did not have a catcher that was used to catching Marco Diaz at the very top of his game. Now, think about it. Diaz had just come off a full season. This tournament was played in September. He had just come off a full season, the World Cup, the ISC, travel ball in North America. So he had to be at his prime at this point, maybe even a little tired, but he had a full season in of throwing to guys like Nick Mullins or whomever else, the top catchers he had around. Then you got a young guy hopping in there trying to deal with it, and that creates problems. So it'll be curious to see how the Bez girls are handled. Para throws to Del Valle somewhat frequently. I expect that to be okay. Will Biondi be doing the catching for Argentina because he's, hot at that level? He's valuable to you all over the field, right, which is so exciting about it. But it is something to watch. And when you had it, same issue could be at play for New Zealand. I don't know enough about the group to comment on it. But when you have guys that are top pitchers who are used to throwing to some of the top men's catchers in the world, that will make a huge, huge difference. And it will be a factor to watch as we go through the tournament.
Kris, one other thing that I am going to be looking for with Australia is, does Coach Scott Sunley let Jack Besgrove hit?
Yeah.
Jack's smashing bombs all over New Zealand.
I guess he is.
When he played for the Mount Albert Ramblers, and I think he was the MVP of the National Club Team Championship
he was.
in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't just on the pitching side. Like, he's hitting 2-3 home runs a game. So how do you keep that stick out of your lineup? Especially if you look like, if 2023 is any indicator, they won a lot of 1-0 games.
Offense has been hard to come by at multiple levels for Australia in the past couple of years. It's a tough question because I tell you what, it's not going to be very cool in Colombia either. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. So you've got to manage that. But if you're, halfway through the week, or, you're getting into the super round and you're not scoring runs, you got to play that card, don't you? You can use, the 2-out runner rule applies to the pitcher in WBSC play. That would give you some flexibility. Plus, you could always use a pinch runner once. I think you've got to consider it, but I wouldn't do it to start. I don't think. I think you've got to see if your lineup can get it done, because it's going to be hot, and managing hydration, managing legs is going to be a premium importance in Colombia.
Yeah, and this is going to be where a couple of teams will have advantages. Venezuela certainly playing in the midst of their season for the Northern Hemisphere teams, Canada, Czechia, some of the others coming in off of the winter. And then, Kris, to your point, we just had a meeting with some of the local officials a couple of weeks ago, and they said weather was in the upper 30s, low 40s in Celsius, not Fahrenheit, Celsius. So you can imagine being out there on a ball field where it's 38, 39 Celsius. Hydration absolutely is going to be key, and keeping yourself fit for the whole tournament and being able to adjust to that is going to be something for us to keep an eye on too.
Abby, you're going to love that heat, aren't you?
Well, I've been there. I did what was it? The U23 WBSC Baseball World Cup. I was in Cartagena a couple of years ago, and I've never been so warm in my life. To 35 degrees, 40 degrees, I can handle that. We get that here in Ontario. It was the 80 to 90% humidity that went along with it.
Yeah. You're
sitting there just leaking. And that's not out on the field. One thing I do expect to see will be the hydration breaks after the fourth inning. They'll probably take a 5-minute break because it's wildly uncomfortable, and that's the way it is. Most days games will start at 1:00 local time. They'll play at 1, 4, and 7 on one diamond, 2, 5, and 8 on another, and that's to try and keep games in the evening to avoid the heat.
One question I want to ask you guys before we get to our predictions. The instant replay when it comes to this, I know there's something that I'd like to see done, but from you guys covering it, is there something that you guys would like to see done when it comes to the instant replay aspect of it?
Yeah, well, for me, having been involved in a few of these, I would like to see a time limit put on the review. So it's not fair to expect MLB level reviews or NCAA level reviews,
right?
Because the setup is just not there. You don't have multiple people doing the work. I mean, heck, sometimes you've got the TV broadcast speaking to the umpires to show them the angles. So I know that WBSC is working on improving it. It only came in last year for softball, so they've done a lot to move this forward. The technology is kind of there, but I would like to see, if it's not clear and obvious, let's not try and find a way to overturn it. If it's not clear and obvious, call stands. Let's move on with the day.
Couldn't they put the headsets closer to the umpire though? that's my biggest gripe. You know what I mean?
So Framer, that's where, it gets to the sophistication of what's going on. Sometimes you're at the mercy of what's available. They aren't mic'd up the same way they are with wireless packs, where they can communicate back to the folks in the replay room, right? That it's generally a wired headset somewhere in the general vicinity. So you are kind of hamstrung by those limitations. Yeah. But I can tell you that I know they're constantly working to improve it. We know that it's not a good viewing experience if you're waiting around for 3, 4, 5 minutes. 1 or 2 people are okay with, but after that, you kind of start to get a little bit restless. Mm. So that would be mine. That would be my biggest thing, is the speed. I do like the fact that it's there though. Yeah. It's such a bang sport. Ground balls on the infield play at first. It's so hard for the umpires. And to be honest with you, it tells you how good these guys are and gals are generally. Yeah. Because more often than not, they're right.
Oh, 100%. Definitely.
I think the one thing, Chris, and you hit on it, is the facilities. Now, the main diamond here is a converted baseball stadium. So I suspect the facilities for the replay may be a little bit more favorable on the main diamond. Not so sure what's going to be available there on Diamond 2. I know the WBSC wants to make sure that each location has all of the television capabilities, but just in terms of where you've got to go to access the replay equipment, it may be different from Diamond 1 to Diamond 2.
Yeah, and I think just one other thing that we need to understand when it comes to some of the slowdowns that we've seen, and even coaches questioning if something is able to be reviewed, they're provided with this information, but it's written. So until you're in the situation, it's hard to really get the feel and the flow and understand, is this play reviewable? Is this play not reviewable? It was brand new for coaches, players, umpires over the last year. Hopefully a lot of these folks have now been through at least one event with replay, and they're a little more comfortable with it, because there's certainly, we had situations last year where there was 5-minute delay only to confirm that a play was not reviewable. So as umpires, players, coaches get more comfortable with the nuance of the entire thing, I think that'll help us as well.
Definitely.
And let's remember, there's no ABS, there's no tapping your helmet, asking for a review of ball or a
Blair, not yet. Luciano's got that technology. I'm just waiting for it. I'm just waiting for it.
I literally laughed out loud. That was an LOL moment for me when I saw that post. Yeah, I know Luciano certainly wants it. And listen, the investment and the equipment that Luciano has made, and as always, we can't say enough about Luciano and the work that he and the team with GameTime and the WBSC are going to do with this event. It's almost major league quality in terms of some of the stuff that he's got. Looking forward to getting an early start with my good friend Luciano.
Definitely. Well, I guess it's let's move on to our predictions now. I'll let you know what Hopi said in the intro. So Hopi's call in the intro, he had Australia winning, Mexico in second, New Zealand third, with Canada fourth. So that's Hopi's call. I guess want to start with mine, and then I'll let you two finish up?
Sure.
All right. So I have Mexico winning gold. I have Australia finish second. I have Argentina in third, Japan fourth, And unfortunately, I have Canada down at 5th. Hopefully the boys hear this and get a fire lit under their ass and prove me wrong, which I'd love to see. But that's what I got.
Yeah, so for me, Blair, I think you referenced it earlier. Coming through the opening round with a strong record is something that you cannot take for granted here. So I give both Argentina, Japan, and New Zealand a leg up here, because there's a strong likelihood at least one of those teams are 2-0 coming out. If I had to guess, I'm going to say Argentina. So that puts them on a really good path to finishing 1-2 in the 1-2 game. So give me Argentina in the gold medal game against Mexico, Australia in the bronze medal game against New Zealand. And, well, I'm not sure who wins those games, but those are the games that I'm going to predict.
That's a really interesting one. I think a lot of us have been similar to Hopi, where we look at who the two best pitchers are, but Kris, it really does matter about that super round record, and are you coming in with a win in that game from your round robin matchup, or are you on the losing side? So that game is opening day again between Australia and Mexico. So that's really obviously going to be one to watch. Kind of like Hopi, I did have the two of them in the gold medal game. I've been thinking hard about that, and yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. In my mind, I keep going back and forth between Canada in the bronze against New Zealand. I'm really not sure how you can overlook this team from Japan, and I think they're going to end up in the bronze medal game. Argentina, Canada, New Zealand, two of those four are going to play for bronze. But I do have Australia and Mexico in the gold medal game.
Okay.
Kramer, for what it's worth, my predictions aren't worth the oxygen that I just used to say them.
Either way, hey, you know what? This is going to be something for people to debate about after they hear this when it comes out on Monday. So,
and guys, the great thing about it is any of those 6 teams, and you can throw Venezuela into that mix too.
True.
Any of those 7 teams, and this is a 12-team event, but the fact that there are 7 teams and we're debating whether or not there's actually a clear favorite, I think is really exciting for the game as a whole in the future. We just came off what was the single most competitive World Cup in the history of the men's event. And now we're rolling into this U23 event a year later, and it is going to be super competitive again. We haven't touched on teams really like Singapore, but they've got some good young players. South Africa had to fight through Botswana to get here. I don't know whether they're going to be able to win a game, but look for them to be fairly competitive. We talked about Jack Besbro being the best in the world, but he got rung up on a lot of illegal pitches in Prince Albert. He's going to have to make some adjustments again under the WBSC being a little tighter than what you get on the club circuit the rest of the time. I'm sure he will, but that is a change that he's going to have to make. It's no guarantee for Australia, Mexico. I think the favorites coming in, but you win this, you're going to have earned it.
Definitely. I said this to Hopi in the intro. I said, this tournament, I mean, you're looking at the teams on paper, the players on the roster. This has potentially to be one of the best tournaments we've ever seen. Especially for this age group. Like for you guys, do you think this is probably going to be one of the best tournaments for this age ever?
Well, here's the thing. Blair's been around longer than I have. But,
good point.
But
thanks.
I am very, very impressed with the amount of top-level talent that has already cracked their respective countries' national team programs. And not only cracked the programs, but been contributing members. The Men's World Cup that we just saw, where many of these countries were represented, was outstanding. The parity is there. The pitching that I think we saw, you know, a little bit of drop off in pitching over the last few years. And we had some really high scoring World Cups the last 2 or 3 at the senior men's level. You look at some of the guys that are coming through here now, that's changing. And my favorite part is it's from countries that may not be traditional pitching powerhouses. And I'm thinking about Mexico when I say that, Venezuela when I say that. It's super exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think once we get into the super round, you're not going to want to miss any of the games. I think really it's going to be an outstanding back half of the tournament. And as Blair mentioned, there's a couple of marquee games every day on the way there. So yeah, we're super excited about this. And I'm hopeful that a lot of the people listening to this preview show will be tuned in and treated to some excellent softball. Or hey, come to Colombia. People there are lovely. I had a great time when I went. It's fantastic.
I would love to.
And I'll just give a plug too. If you watch, there will be some a couple of dollar discount available here and there. I think Softball New Zealand has already been advertising it. I know on our Canada East Facebook page, we'll have a discount code that you can use for the tournament. Again, it's on GameTime.sport, and it's a real affordable tournament. I think it's $14-15 US. There's a couple $dollar discount available, and you get all the games, and you can watch them live. You can watch them on demand. It's a great deal, really is.
It definitely is. I get it every time, and it's definitely worth the price. It like you can't get any, like you go to the tournament, you're paying what for a tournament pass? You're paying almost $100. So I mean, to be able to sit in the comfort of your own home and be able to watch games like this, it's definitely top notch.
Yeah, sadly, unfortunately, you'll have to listen to us.
The dog agreed. The dog agreed.
Oh, my dog. She's super excited about it, too. She can't wait to get going.
So Blair is, I guess, coming off this tournament. I know that the ISC circuit's going to begin. What's on the go after you get back?
Yeah, it's a great capstone too. I mean, we come right out of this tournament. I think I'm home for a week and have the good fortune to be headed out to the May Days tournament in Kelowna. Hill United Chiefs are going to be probably headlining that event. There's a lot of good teams, STK and some others that will be in Kelowna. Rich Haldane is doing a great job putting together a good field as always. That's the long weekend, the Canadian long weekend, at least in May, the 15th, 14th, 15th, something like that. And then you get into June, and holy smokes, is it a great tournament scheduled in Ontario this year. The ISC tournament schedule starts with an OASA event in Bear Creek at the end of May. Couple week break, and then you've got the Bear Creek tournament, June 12th to 14th. The ISC qualifier is the 19th to the 21st, and then the 26th to the 28th is the Chiefs Challenge, and then the Peter Hallman tournament is that first weekend in July. So 4 weekends back to back to back to back. And you've got 6-8 of the top teams in every one of those events, whether it's the Chiefs, the Express, the Gremlins, the Drillers, JDT, Toronto Batmen. They're going to be in virtually all of those events. Can't wait for the season to get started. Can't wait for Softball Premier. They're going to be at all 4 of those events that I just talked about and more. It's just going to be such a fantastic summer for ball. And then the ISC World Tournament's back in Ontario for the first time since 2018, down in Melbourne at the Bear Creek GDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Fields. Got a preview. I was down there to visit in the fall. Fabulous looking facilities. They're building not 1, not 2, but 3 pavilions on site to go with the 2 diamonds that are there. They're going to have all kinds of bleachers and food trucks and everything. It's going to be a great experience in Melbourne. Additional games down in Glencoe. With the World Tournament, we're looking to get all of the games on streaming one way or another. Kris, hoping you're going to be able to join us for the World Tournament. Consider this an official invitation. And we're looking forward to just a fabulous, fabulous summer of ball here in 2026.
That's awesome. Actually, the Mastodons are actually making their trip up to Ontario for the Chief Challenge. So it's going to be nice to see them, kind of as locally and me getting to see them all the time and getting to see them play against top-notch teams, that's gonna be pretty cool, especially from people down here being able to watch them on Softball Premier TV.
Yeah, it's going to be great. There's a lot of guys on that team who have been on the circuit for one or more years. Guys like Bubba and Brody and some others who have played up here in Ontario in the summers. But for them to come collectively and to be able to raise their game and to play at an ISC level, I think it's going to be a great experience for your Nova Scotia guys, and it's going to serve them well for the continuation of that team, without a doubt.
Definitely. Abby, what about you? What what do you got on store? When this everything's done and said, what do you got on store for the summer?
Well, gosh, Blair just signed me up for the World Tournament, so I guess I'm going to have to make the trip. It's the benefit of living in Ontario. There you go. Now, I guess. But I do have a couple other gigs booked, and it's actually super exciting. So with women's softball and the LA Olympics just around the corner, we've still got a World Cup cycle to get underway. So there's 3 group stages coming up this year, one in Prague, one in Lima, and one at beautiful Devon Park in Oklahoma City. I don't get to go to Prague because it bumps up against the Lima event, but I am pretty pumped. I'm doing Group B in Lima in July, Group C in Oklahoma City in September. And then much like the men's format from a year ago, the teams will qualify with a couple of wild cards and head to Australia, who will host the Women's Softball World Cup in April of 2027, the last big international event before the LA Olympics. So I'm really excited to be a part of this. I haven't done anything at the senior women's level. This is a callback, but my first exposure to international softball was the 1994 ISF Women's at Coach held in St. John's. And it actually was the event that got me excited about softball tournaments. I mean, it was amazing. Like, Lisa Fernandez was there. It was crazy.
Holy shit.
It was awesome.
Was she?
And that was the event that they built Caribou Complex for in St. John's. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was outstanding. It was amazing. And all these years later to have an opportunity to broadcast, that's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Have you, you've been to Devon Park and OKC before, Colin, haven't you?
This will be my 3rd year in a row.
Okay.
We were there for the group stage for the Men's World Cup. We were there last year for the U18 Women's World Cup. And group stage coming up this year. And guys, let me tell you, if you haven't been there, if anyone listening is like, I'd like to go check out an event, go there, or go to the College World Series.
Yeah.
It's, as softball fans, we're so used to seeing a beautiful baseball stadium and going, you know what, it'd be nice if softball did this. Well, softball does have it. Not a lot, but in Oklahoma City at Devon Park, man, it is heaven. It is softball heaven. And I'm looking forward to going back. Yeah,
it's funny. I actually this week, just yesterday, I had my episode with Larissa Franklin come out, and I asked her about LA 2028 and the fact that they're having the games in OKC and not LA. And I've had guests on before that are probably going to be in the Olympics in 2028 as well. And I asked them, what do you think about it being in OKC compared to a lot of them are kind of upset that it's not in California, in LA, they're going to be away from everything. But at the same time, they also say there's no facility in the country that even compares to Devon Park. So they do like the fact that it's going to be packed every game, which is just a sight to be seen if you watch the Women's College World Series.
Well, I mean, look, you got Dodger Stadium hosting the baseball and Devon Park hosting softball. That'll tell you how good this place is. And yes, I completely understand being away from it, but that's not anything new when it comes to Olympics. Like,
right.
In any Olympics in winter or summer, there's always been, towns a couple hours away. But I do get it. I get the disappointment. I mean, look, in your off time, would you want to be in Los Angeles or Oklahoma City? And no shade to Oklahoma City, but there's probably a little bit more to do in Los Angeles, a little more to see.
Yeah.
So, I get it. However, when you're at the venue, which is the whole reason for going. You cannot find a better place. And the folks from USA Softball who run that venue, they run an event every single week, so it's not a surprise, but some of the best folks I've ever encountered.
Awesome. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come on and do this preview show. I mean, we love doing them. It's, gives people a little insight going into the tournament. And I can't wait to watch the games and listen to you guys on the call and enjoy Colombia, boys, and behave.
Well, I'll accept that last part. I'm just going to follow Kris around and clean up the mess.
I can guarantee I'm going to have a good time. I can't guarantee I'm going to behave, Framer. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Turn it up, yeah. You already know what it is.
Outside the shoot.
Outside the shoot. Woo. Yeah, it's right.
Outside the shoot.
Outside the shoot. Yeah, it's right.
Outside the shoot.
Yeah, outside the shoot, yeah, we letting it fly. Framing and hoping, yeah, we taking it high. From the dirt to the lights, yeah, we telling the truth. If you talking fast pitch,
Keep it outside.
yeah, outside the shoot, yeah, we running the game. Every voice, every story, yeah, we stamping the name. From the grind to the glory, yeah, we bringing the proof. Ain't no other show do it like, yeah, Framer got the mic, yeah, the tone set clean. Talking legends in the game, talk the rise of the scene. From the East Coast diamonds to the world stage lights. Breaking down the journey, yeah, the lows and the heights. Hope you locked in, yeah, you see the whole field. Pitch by pitch talk, yeah, the knowledge is real. From mechanics to the mindset, yeah, we dig in deep. While the rest talk surface, yeah, we play for keeps, yeah. Outside the shoot, yeah, we letting it fly. Framer and Hopi, yeah, we taking it high. From the dirt to the lights, yeah, we telling the truth. If you talking fast pitch,
Keep it outside.
yeah, we talk U23, yeah, we talk Team Canada, World Cups, Olympics, yeah, we cover the calendar. From the battles off the field to the wins in the game. Every story got a voice, yeah, we giving it a name. Real ones only, yeah, the vibe don't switch. From the dugout laughs to the serious grit. Interviews raw, yeah, the truth don't bend. Every episode feel like you talking to a friend, yeah. It's for the players in the grind right now. Long road, no light, still showing now. For the love of the game, yeah, we hold that tight. Outside the shoot, every day, every night, yeah. Outside the shoot. Yeah, outside the shoot. Outside the shoot. Outside the shoot, yeah, we letting it fly. Framer and Hopi, yeah, we taking it high. From the dirt to the lights, yeah, we telling the truth. If you talking fast pitch,
Keep it outside.
yeah, outside the shoot, yeah, we running the game. Every voice, every story, yeah, we stamping the name. From the ground to the glory, yeah, we bringing the proof. Ain't no other show do it like
Outside.